Yeah, and I one time bought a broken Yamaha for... Yeah, but we're all in a hurry, like... I'm in a hurry, I have a boat here, a boat there. Every day I get the captainry... Because it's the spare one. And I need to go take it to fold it. So I can get out here because I don't have any place. Every day I get asked, when are you leaving? You need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. Then today I get... Yeah, but I get now Marco. Boat, you did it, I have to pay a mechanic. Bullshit. I put in one wire. If I have to row the dinghy, okay, like I'll row it. Advert when I've listed for sale. It don't run perfect, it needs a lift.
Go to Africa, tu vois, with a good boat.
It's last year, so... When? Tomorrow? So tomorrow we're all going to Africa. But how are we gonna prepare it in Porquerolles, like? To be honest, at the moment, maybe I leave tonight. The good one. I've got the weather report when I leave. Day for him to come shout at me like I break the whole electric. You was there too on the day. The ministry was coming. So the next day, I helped. And she was coming the next day. Then she arrived on the day. And we quickly tried to put together. And then I went from the
So tension had been building for quite some time in the marina. What started off as days had turned into weeks and then months, and we was getting up to the point where we'd nearly been there for a whole year. In the last episode there was a lot of problems with some of the people on the wall, which I was hoping was over, but you will see in an upcoming episode that problem was a long way from being over. However, troubles in the port were largely coming from the marina, under pressure from people in the port about me still being there and why was I still there. So in this episode, again, I'm trying my best to find a way to get out of there. But before all of that, I do finally get to visit that pirate ship that we keep seeing.
Jay.
Oh, wait.
Inside the pirate ship.
We're inside the black pirate
ship, yes.
Yes. With white Snoop Dogg. With white Snoop Dogg.
Et avec Théo, Captain Théo.
Captain Théo.
The best cooker in the whole Western and Eastern world.
And look at this.
Maybe.
Qui c'est qui veut du vin?
Right, today we're working on lights. So, wondering why the navigation lights weren't working, and actually, just to explain why I'm working on the lights today. I was just thinking the other day, if I had to just like quickly leave in an emergency at night time, which I shouldn't have to obviously, or shouldn't, I wouldn't have had any navigation lights, so I couldn't have. So anyway, found that although the light casings are there, they weren't actually wired into anything. So I've got one, and I'm going to go look on the old boat, see if we can go find another, and then afterwards it should work. It's like day release. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like after the whole winter, everybody who's been locked up somewhere has decided to come on day release right next to my boat. Just on my way to the shop now, just as I was leaving. You couldn't write it. Firstly, full view witness to a drug deal, fine, like happens all over, I'm sure, whatever, but rather it not be happening at the back of my boat. Anyway, that's that. And then just after that, 6 of them come park on the little rocky bit just behind, speaker on, French rap, full whack, case of beers out, and it's like, it's just got to evening, you know, you want to make your tea, dinner, wherever you're from, sit, have a relax, and that's what you have to contend with. And I don't know if they all know each other, but feels like I'm public enemy #1. Right, let's see what we are walking back into today. Hopefully just a bit of peace and quiet. Hopefully the ones that were there have gone. If they have, they'll be replaced by some others. I need to stop going on about this, it's boring. I'm bored of it too. But I've just been thinking all the way back about how I set off, you know, that time last year or 2 years ago, the one time I set off that time, where I got banished from Cannes Port, didn't I? And then temporarily got into Juan-le-Pan before that big, like, nearly 3-month stretch at anchor, was it? Or was it nearly 2 months? I can't remember, but still. We went out there before not prepared, more than once. And the boat can probably sail. I really have just been thinking, what if I don't go back to Cannes? What if I carry on and go to Mallorca like I was planning to do in the first place? Because I don't know, there might just be a bit more there. I don't know. You know, but not necessarily help, but yeah, kind of help. I don't know. Here, it's impossible. And I know people say, you know, ask around in the boatyard and stuff. It's not been a thing the whole time I've been in the south of France. I don't know why. I should probably know the answer by now, but it is really tempting tomorrow to go. Charter boats. Well, it's dark in here. See, I'm just recording this after a lot of moaning about... Do we have another light we can put on? After a lot of moaning about music and stuff, I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but just over here, it's a Wimbleway, like the Lion King. And I don't mind it, you know, it's actually quite fitting with the environment. I'd happily sit on the deck listening to the Lion King, like, it's, yeah. But should I be annoyed about this as everything else, all the other music? I don't know, maybe, but it's not as brutal and people aren't screaming and shouting, it's just in the background and it's quite nice, so... Yeah, I just don't mind that as much. Nobody's squealing.
So one of many problems was the rigging, which had become a fairly new problem. When looking around the boat, it was kind of a no-brainer when I first took it, because I was really quite stuck there. I'd taken on the exact same model of boat that just looked to be generally in better condition than the one I had. However, problems just kept popping up. The problem with the rigging was it almost looked like the boat might have had a crash that I'd not heard about. It was just strange how it was all buckled and bent, but did explain why the mast was not correct.
So this bottom bit of rigging is an absolute disaster. So I'm going to have to replace it. There's no other way to do it. The problem is, time-wise, you know, we don't have
we don't have much time either, so yeah, it's need to think of a plan to get halfway up the mast. Obviously normally someone would raise another person up, but it's just me and I don't have like all the correct harnesses to do that whole procedure, so I need to think of a way to get up there. So what I'm going to do is make some soup and hope something comes to my head, because yeah, it's a stress. Obviously running out of time, and I thought this rigging was going to be a case of just tightening it up, and it's not. I think I found the problem with the navigation lights, and as always, likely comes down to French wiring solutions. Right. Oh. This is not going to be easy because it runs down. The wire runs down, pull, and then it needs to come out the other end. How on earth? No, I know how we're going to do it. Got a plan. Just have to find a way to get over there. Jesus. Oh. Can I fit? No. Fuck. Either way, that one doesn't work because of this issue. Oh, I didn't bring one of them with me. Oh, it's too hot for this. At least that explains why it's not working. I maybe don't need to actually run a new wire through. Need a terminal block. Fuck off them silly switches. Alright. I'm gonna put you. Check back in the next episode, see if I get them navigation lights working, but another week would pass in Portmew without me being able to escape. Tension was rising with some of the people in the marina, as you maybe saw at the start of this video. I will post likely onto Patreon or even onto YouTube too a private video with a link to that, because I still know some of the people in this port, I still talk to some of them, and I'm not ruling out in the future ever going back there, so it's best I don't fall out with everybody. But I would also like to tell people what was going on at the beginning of this video, because it was quite tense. It was just a daily thing, and to feel like nobody wanted me there at the time, it was quite difficult, and surviving was getting a lot tougher too. So check in next time and see if I make any progress.